name is Stephen Michael James. I've done a lot of different modalities so far in my life, and I love integrating them all into medicine that helps serve people get to their highest good.
I'm Candice. I've always felt the pull towards the metaphysicals and the energies of the people around me. Through my journey of self-growth and self-love, I came to understand that I'm actually an empath and a healer by nature.
I'm a certified Reiki master, a spiritual Lifepath coach. I'm also a master crystal healer too.
Integrating my experiences as a support worker, a mother, a woman of color, and with my degree in behavioral sciences.
I was a hereditary practitioner. My grandmother was a wise woman.
I'm able to dig deeper into my spirituality with a variety of modalities that align with both Western ideals of healing and holistic principles.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm super excited and I'm ready.
I am ready, and we can't wait to meet you. Hello, everybody. We are here. I am Stephen.
And I'm Candice, and we are from Arcana, Mind, Body, Spirit, located here in Toronto, Canada.
Woo! I just have to give a huge shout out right now, Candice. Across different platforms here, we have, I see Peru in the house. Hello, Peru! We got some people down in Australia. I don't even know what time it is down in Australia, but happy new moon, my friends. And then who else? Our faithful cohort in Italy are all here too. So this is awesome. So hello. I want to have a little shout out here. MJ is in the house right now. We do love having MJ here. Hi, MJ. If this is your first time here with Arcana, Mind, Body, Spirit, we would like to say welcome, everyone. It is so good. MJ's in Puerto Rico. Hello, Puerto Rico in the house.
Nice.
Happy new moon, everyone. If this is your first time with Arcana, we want to say welcome. Please hit that like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to us there. If you're watching on Facebook, please follow from there. Follow our Arcana, Mind, Body, Spirit, right from there. Arcana is focused on being an inclusive spiritual community focused on self-development using holistic and metaphysical principles. So if you are here, I feel like you are here for a reason. So welcome, everyone. Now, it is new moon time. New moon is the time when we traditionally set intentions, and it is a cosmic clean slate. I remember my grandmother when I was younger, she used to say, imagine the blackboard in school has been wiped clean, and the night sky is where you can write all your dreams on it, and that's where we are at tonight, friends. Candice, how are you feeling with this Scorpio new moon energy? Super new moon. It's a super
new moon.
Now, yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I feel like I was taking note and thinking about the fact that I love it. I gotta find the the silver lining. I love it when my life aligns with the wheel of the year and aligns with the energies and like all of the astrology and everything that's happening. I really, really appreciate and love when my life actually aligns with it, especially if it feels really hard, or it feels like I'm not like where I want to be. And then, you have something like Samhain, and then you look at that wheel and you look at the transitions that are happening in nature, and you kind of feel like, okay, I guess I'm okay. This is part of it. This is part of where I'm supposed to be. So it helps me find acceptance. And I know, Stephen, when we were doing our personal ritual together for Samhain, and we were talking about things, and I looked at him like, clearly we like tangible ritual.
Yeah.
Our spirituality is a tangible one, full of tools
tangible,
and things we can touch and hold
Yeah.
and smell and burn.
And burn. I was just going to say burn. You might notice, Soul Circle, our bracelets are gone. Our intention bracelets. We have harvested them. I miss, my wrist has never felt so naked.
I know. Well, I still always have a clutter of jewelry on,
Yeah.
in one way or another. So I don't feel
The
naked
old
per
witch.
se. Yeah. I always have a bunch of weird ropes tied around my wrist. Anyways, or satin ropes.
Well,
Um,
if you're listening right now and you don't, you're not really sure exactly what Arcana is about, we're going to encourage you to head on over to our website. Arcana has all kinds of services available, including Lifepath Coaching. We have Reiki energy healing work. Both Candice and I are Reiki masters. We have our astrology and natal chart discovery journey we go on. We do virtual tarot card reading. These are all things that you can access on a vast array of different social media platforms. So we have our website at arcanamindbodyspirit.com. We have YouTube, our Arcana Mind Body Spirit. I'm sure most of you are watching from YouTube right now. And on Facebook, we have Arcana Mind Body Spirit. We have a few people joining us on there right now. And please like and follow us on Instagram. That's where you see a lot of our mantras and things like that getting posted. So head on over there. I want to say a little shout out to Bree. Hello, Bree. Happy New Moon. All right, so before we get to setting intentions, I'm going to encourage all of you to go get some form of notebook. All right, notebooks. And last new moon, we had a really funny question. It was like, do we have to write in English? Because it was down in Peru. It was really cute. I loved it. But please get the notebook. Write down your intentions. We're going to be setting it all with you, and we'll be talking you through how to use your gratitude in this time of the year. Again, we are moving off of Samhain. Right now, we are entering the season of ancestry and rest. So, Candice, I feel you a lot on what you were talking about. It's really nice when life is mimicking the natural cycle. And sometimes if you're trying to produce something and your intentions might be supercharged, you might have to look at what those intentions are and if they align with what the natural cycles are actually trying to produce in you. I think that's a really beautiful point you made earlier.
Yeah. And it doesn't always feel easy.
No. And it might even feel like counterintuitive based on what you're trying to achieve. So anyways, we're going to dive all into that. Candice, why don't you take over? Why don't we talk a little bit about this Scorpio new moon?
Yes. All right. So, Scorpio season. And okay, so new moon in Scorpio, right? This is a reminder. I want to just kind of say the new moon, you kind of gave a good description of the chalkboard and stuff. But yeah, new moon happens when it's in conjunction with the sun. So the dark side of it is towards the earth. So therefore, it's not visible to us here on earth unless you've got a fancy telescope or the stars are really, really bright and they cast some light on it. Sometimes you can still see a shape, but generally with the naked eye, the moon is not visible at this time, right? And as you kind of were describing with like the clean slate, right? The new moon marks the beginning of a new lunar phase. So I mentioned earlier, we just finished celebrating Samhain, where we gave appreciation and recognition to all the fruits of our labor throughout the past wheel of the year, right? And within that, we welcoming in the time of rest and darkness, right? Just like nature, I was kind of talking about feeling this myself, but like in nature right now, it goes inward, right? It begins the process of rest, like winter, or at least here in North America, that's what's happening, right? So I don't think of it as death, but rather sleep, right? Like I refer to it. I always think of like the hermit card, right? Or to go inward, right? It's time to go in deep. And in this time, it's a great time for us to learn, face everything we might not have seen while we were busy doing all the work and celebrating through all the other festivals in terms of that wheel, right? Right now, we give rest. And we accept slowness in order to have the energy and ability to do the work again and the celebration again, and just see and have more focus and energy to work towards and actually getting and manifesting or maintaining whatever it is that we need as we move through this, the wheel and the cycles ahead of us, right? So taking all of that into account, right? Going deep, facing the darkness or whatever is hidden or whatever you put aside in the shadows of yourself, right? Here we are in Scorpio season. That's right. Scorpio season, and it's suiting as hell because that is all about Scorpio, right? So it's perfect that all of those things are happening. Samhain, all of the winter is coming, all of these things. It
Yeah.
works so perfectly. For I know for me, especially here in Canada, it all kind of is in flow, and Scorpio season is perfect, right? So Scorpio season, for those who don't know, it runs from October 23rd to November 21st. And just to give you an idea of like what Scorpio energy is like. So it can be intense. It can feel turbulent and tumultuous.
That's a hard yes for me. Scorpio season every year is sobering for me. It's like
yeah,
it's like the
yeah.
deepest of waters for sure.
And can you imagine that I grew up in a home of like basically like all Scorpios?
No, I can't imagine it.
Yeah, except for my mom, who's a Cancer, but the three other people are all Scorpio.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, so saving grace is probably why I made it through.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough about me. Back to the tumultuous feelings of Scorpio energy. But anyways, so like I was saying, this time of year we're in major release mode, right?
Yes.
So it's making it like we're ready to create space, right, in order to integrate all that's to come into our future. So Scorpio is all about that transformation, right? So you're going to feel all that tumultuous energy because like I said, you're creating, it's going to help you turn a page, have space for everything that can come in, and that's not always a comfortable place to be, right? Scorpio is also a water sign. It's not a fire sign, people. It's a water sign.
Uh,
Yes. But that said, okay, so yes, it's a water sign. They hold a lot of emotion there, a lot of emotion. But these emotions are so deep. They're like the deep, deep waters of the Scorpio. They're so deep and so cold that if you don't handle them right, you actually get burned,
yeah.
right? You know what I mean? Like grab like
I,
an ice cube
yeah.
and squeeze it in your fist, and it like feels like it's burning. And that is the kind of water energy of a Scorpio,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
I often think of Scorpio like symbolically, like I said, the whole ice thing, right?
Yeah, me
Or
too.
when you like watch those like deep ocean documentaries, and it's like this pitch black, weird, like like just dark abyss, and
Yeah,
then
and
suddenly
that
this
weird
really,
face comes
like,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
really crazy fish with like got a freaking like light bulb thing in front of its face, and it's
Yeah.
like all its teeth. It's like, oh yeah, and then you realize, whoa, dude, that's been there this whole time.
Yeah, right? You're in
Yeah.
their territory. That's still there. It's there.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, we're here. We're here.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the stuff that you pull up. That's gonna be the stuff you're gonna find, that weird thing that's been like swimming around in the depths of you, and then you're gonna see it for the first time. And you're gonna be like, oh shit, that's there. That's been there.
In fact,
Uh-huh.
it's probably time that you look at those things.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So I would say that in this new moon energy, and in this next cycle leading into full moon, and leading into the next new moon when we start another cycle, be prepared to be triggered.
Mhm.
But it'll be the old buried emotions that are triggered and that show up in your life, right? So my suggestion is to let it flow, go through it, and take care of yourself. So use self-love, but face these things that come up. It's how change comes, right? It's how growth comes. And like I said before, Scorpio energy is all about transformation. So this is a great opportunity for you to use this energy for exactly that, right? Ask yourself, how can you heal, or what can you heal from? whatever comes up, take note of when and where and why you may get irritated or frustrated or even impulsive or reactive, right? Think about what is triggering those things in you, what deep rooted things are triggering that, because now is the time to face it. That the environment is working to help you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, even if, you know what I mean? Like, now's the time. If you need to face some of that stuff, this is a great, great time to do it, because you have the cushion to fall back on. That is our universe right now. So it's perfect time for it, right? It's also really important to remember that Scorpio holds space for stepping into your power. And let us not forget intimate relationships, right? So is this a great time for sex magic? Maybe.
Maybe. Sorry, there's a
or,
bad time for
or getting deeply triggered by. Anyways, I don't know. This is your journey. I have mine. But be safe out there, people. Anyways, I think that's why things feel a little intense. Because to step into your power and the depths of your intimate relationships, you got to get through your own shit, right? If you want that intimacy with your partner, or want to create that with a future partner, you got to get through your own shit, and you got to face that deep, dark shit. Otherwise, it's gonna kind of muck things up, right?
Yeah.
A little bit more about Scorpio. Scorpio is a fixed sign. It's a water sign. We already mentioned that. But regardless, it has ties to Mars, hence the sexual, action-oriented energy, as well as Pluto, which is all about transformation, rebirth, death, coming into your power and control, right? So people with a Scorpio placement in their chart, or have a lot of it, are going to feel extra intuitive. This is a great time to get focused, especially any like look in your chart and find those specific placements and try to get some focused energy towards those, right? But for all of us, regardless, like I was saying, we have an opportunity to really face and handle some deep-rooted feelings and emotions. Release those difficult things for good, step into your personal power, and harness it, right? Feel the connectivity within your intimate relationships, right? This is your opportunity to use the environment, the moon cycle, the planet placements. Everything is in line for you to do this work. Perhaps you've already been working on these things and you're like, what's the difference now? Like I said, this is your chance to use the alignment of the universe to help you turn a page on some of this work that you may have already been doing. It's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for renewal of the mind, body, and spirit. So let's welcome transformational energy and bring it in. Here we go. Scorpio moon. I'm here for it, baby. Bring it in. Like, just let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I gotta say, like, so I am constantly a student in my life. I'm always reading all the time, obsessively reading and always learning. And I always love the Moonology series from Yasmin Boland. I really like her work. A few years ago, I got her calendar. This year, I got her moon diary. And I want to shout out directly to her and read some of like what she wrote here about it. Like, Yasmin, if you're out there, please holler at Arcana. We would love to work with you and interview you. It would be awesome because I love your thoughts on what is happening. Again, if you're just joining us, Samhain just happened. So we have had our new year. We have celebrated like Celtic New Year. And from now all the way until Imbolc, we're in like a season of rest. There's like a season for ancestry and a season for healing, but it's all about rest. Now we are in that just like recovery mode for the year, right? And what's about to happen at the next time you see us live for full moon, we're actually going to be entering the eclipse corridor again, which Candice, buckle up. Remember last eclipse corridor? Do you remember? No? It kind of felt like you were rolling down an escalator for like a month.
I don't talk about that time.
The time that almost took my friend. Anyways, there's another one coming. So in a time when we're supposed to be resting, you're going to feel a lot of different energies coming through. So anyways, I wanted to read this. So for the super new moon in Scorpio, the first line of this, the hits just keep on coming. This month, even before we go into the next eclipse season, we have a new moon in deep, dark, icy Scorpio. It's closely aligned with Uranus. Now, if you know anything about Uranus, Uranus is a planet that like breaks norms and does all kinds of things astrologically. But basically, a lot of the times, if you think Uranus, think outrageous. That's kind of the best thing that you can think of when it comes to it. It's very rebellious and it's that kind of planet. So the energy, when you align that with some of your deepest, iciest fears and unrealized truths, there's a lot on the surface coming our way. She says that this has been a very challenging year for many, right? Put up your hand, leave a comment in the feed if you feel that you may have been challenged at different parts throughout this year, people. But here we are nearly at the end of it. So we should spend our time being grateful for all the good in our life so that we're not focusing on the things that are negative in our life. And she says, asking yourself if you have learned the lessons that these hard times have provided you. Like, actually take a moment and digest that. Mm-hmm. Like, have we learned the lessons that these hard times are testing us with? And for me, there's some deep medicine there. You know what I mean? Anytime where I'm like, I know that, but when I read that, it's always like a new thing for me, which I guess is the point, right? Again, if you're here with Arcana, we're doing the work along with you. So here we are. Okay. So if you're feeling stuck, this new moon really does have your back at the heart of it. Being so close to Uranus as it is electric shock therapy that can rip through anything old. All of a sudden, and even a tad thoughtlessly, everything can change for you. Sudden changes and turnarounds are possible now until the end of the year, so do not write off 2021. We are not out of the woods yet, folks. This is one of those years where the energy is going to be pretty unpredictable, let's say. So don't write this year off. The energy is going up and down constantly, okay? So don't write it off. But what we can do is we can use this power surge, because with Uranus and like Scorpio is a powerful sign. It's a very powerful sign. And like anything with power, when it comes to anything astrologically, so you can harness that power inside yourself. You can harness it. You don't just have to be victim to it, which when it comes to Scorpio, put up your hand if you've been personally victimized by Scorpio. We'll start a 12-step program. Anyways, we can use this energy. I mean, we're making it sound like we hate on the Scorpio. I love me some Scorpio, to be honest, but it can be some tough seeds to swallow sometimes, you know? Okay, the last thing it says is manifesting is not just about wishing. It is about follow-up, action, and follow-through. And, you know, sometimes when we're asking and asking and asking, mm-hmm. Sometimes deep down inside of us, in our deep, icy well, there is something that is either holding us back. Maybe it's uncertainty. Maybe it's we don't know if we're good enough. Maybe it could be a million different things. That deep, icy well down there knows that truth. And right now, if you are trying to manifest something, ask yourself, are we being truthful with our own ice? Can we melt that ice? Okay? Mm-hmm. And here, they talk about forgiveness here. So, let's say you're working on forgiveness. If you have anyone that you're in conflict in your life with, it says, try printing out a picture of someone that you're either judging or in conflict with. Set it on your altar or table and light a pink candle. And use some visualization as you do so. And opening your heart chakra. Candice and I did a really great video on our chakra work. If you like working with chakras, please do some chakra energy using your candles. Maybe you use pink or green candles. Mm-hmm. And in doing so, instead of judging, ask that person if they could forgive you. What is it about the relationship, about the situation? What is it? Where can forgiveness lie? Anyways, I thought this was all very interesting because a lot of the times when we think of the harder aspects of Scorpio, it can be vindictive, it can be vengeful. Like there's some words that come up there. And to hear such a passive version of that, like asking for forgiveness about it, I thought there was a lot of like knowledge there. How do you feel about that, Candice?
Sure. I don't know. I instantly think of some specific Scorpios that I could think about that. But you know what? I have too much Scorpio in me to even begin to try and forgive them. So no, I'm joking. I'm not joking though. A little bit joking.
I'm joking. I'm an Aries. I'm not joking.
I mean, yes, forgiveness is very important. But I truly am a believer that I can forgive, and I can do so from my own space in my altar, and I can find forgiveness person, and I never have to talk to them or
within the healthy boundaries that have been set, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, can I do that? Sure. I don't care. I don't walk around with any ill will weight in or anything like that. But like, I'm never going to talk to these people again.
So before we move on to talking about our last cycle and our last, what we've done for new moon and everything, Candice, I have to show you something. You haven't seen this yet. So our last full moon 2 weeks ago, when
are you wearing anything underneath that robe? Is this what's happening with Arcana? Are we changing the vibe?
We're getting those views. Whatever. Haven't I done a video topless before? I don't know what you're talking about. Story. Clutch those pearls.
As long as you have pants on. Yep. I mean, let's keep our views.
Pants. I don't know. Pants are overrated in Scorpio season. So, as you guys know, we have been carving the sign of the moon, and we have a specific moon candle we've been using all year. And this candle has been like really structurally sound. I mean, like signs carved right into them, like still looking like a candle. So last full moon, I was up and I was doing a lot of writing after we had gone live, and I left it a little longer than usual. I want you to see what has happened to our candle. She's in a back bend. Literally in a back bend.
Nice.
I love it.
Looks like me when we're at the tripod.
Yeah, I was just gonna make a tripod joke. I didn't know how I'd work it in. But anyways, that's there's our candle. So I'm gonna carve in our next symbol right here today. Our amazing Scorpio symbol, which is an M with a little tail.
Boop. Yes.
Got it.
Save that wax. I'm gonna make our next candle with it.
Yes, and if one of our lucky viewers wins one of our contests, then we will end up sending you a candle. Awesome. All right, Candice, why don't we talk about or is there anything else you want to talk about before we talk about last cycle?
Why don't we go through some of the correspondences that people might want to use? Because some of them you might want to anoint your pages with, or you might want to have with you. Even when we're done chatting today, maybe you want to take a minute with some meditation, or maybe you want to make a little altar to keep close to you when you go to sleep, and just kind of like have that focus before bed, or make it be the first thing you see in the morning as well.
Yeah.
Or what you want to use from now until while you're in Scorpio season. Some herbs, again, take a minute and go and grab some of these if you want to anoint your book, or you can always do it afterwards and take some moments of like quiet to yourself to do it. But some of the herbs you can use that correspond with Scorpio are basil, sage, catnip, coriander, nettle, witch hazel, ginseng, wormwood, hey now, dragon's blood, one of my favorites is dragon blood, and belladonna.
Belladonna?
You guys gotta watch our videos on the corners.
Yeah, I
and
think
on
that was in
Portland.
the new Earth video. Am I right?
It was either earth or no, it was water. It was water.
Check out our. Oh, was it water?
I think
Okay,
it was water.
Belladonna.
Belladonna. Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, like and subscribe. You shall know.
Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch that elemental video. And also, you could also watch Practical Magic and watch them poison and kill Nicole Kidman's abusive boyfriend with Belladonna.
Belladonna.
Moving on, some flowers. If you want to have some, if you have any dried flowers, I know I've been harvesting all the rest of my flowers and I've dried them out and I'm going to be using them for candle making and different things like that. Geraniums, red peonies, any kind of dark flowers, honeysuckles, is a good one as well. Crystals you might want to have near you or wear in a cage or whatever during the season. Obsidian, topaz, sodalite, smoky quartz, unakite. Is that how you pronounce it?
Love unakite. Unakite is great for the heart. If anyone is dealing with any heart stuff, unakite.
I think I have some actually. Botswana agate.
Yes.
Labradorite and malachite are good ones as well. And other symbols or any other like animals, any totems, any other kind of things like that. Snakes, snake energy, draw snakes, snake symbols, anything like that. The scorpion, of course, because that's the symbol for the sign itself. Eagles, beetles, anything in the red tones, especially like deep reds, dark reds, black, and even brown. If you want to work with some color therapy, like within candles and stuff like that. Again, this is a water element. So if you have an altar, use water, maybe even use some ice, right? That might be a good one as well. And also the goddess Kali.
Yeah, I love Kali. Kali's the one that's always like this. Ah.
Yeah. So that's a good goddess if you want to do some reading on that and take a look at that. As well as like, I believe pomegranate is another good one as well. So lots of great things that you can work with. There's such a variety. Again, always use what you feel called to. And also you don't have to use anything at all because you are the magic. So
Are the magic.
Right, it's all in you. So use what you are comfortable with, use within your means, use what you have. Again, rosemary. Hey, if you got rosemary and you got a white candle, baby, you're good. You can replace just about anything with those two things.
Yeah.
And
when it comes to correspondences and things, correspondence works a lot because we are a human body as a human vessel, and certain things help us correspond the energy that we're trying to create. So let's say you are trying to wish for happiness, or you want to find a lover, or you're trying to find money, or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. If I anoint this candle with a smell with that intention, I'm doing the work and thinking about it. Every time I relight this candle with that smell, it triggers that emotion in our body that raises our energy and gets our vibe to the same feeling as it is when we are in ceremony. So this is why correspondences can be super powerful. They're very practical applications for trying to create sense memory for yourself.
Yes, exactly. And it might be something that also reminds you of a time and place. It could bring you back to that. And also scientifically, different images, different things in society and in self, right? Represent and trigger different memory, thoughts, behaviors within us, and chemicals in our bodies and brains, right? So, I mean, if you, again, do what you can. I know sometimes crystals especially can be, like, I love crystals, but sometimes they're really expensive. And if it's not within your means, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work. You don't need to have a rose quartz crystal to find a way to have self-love.
Okay. Well, I mean, we could talk about ourselves. As we were saying at the beginning, we love very tangible physical ceremony. It's something that means a lot to us. But I can think of multiple times, even Maybon this year, we entered ceremony in a hut with nothing. We were literally wearing the, like, as little as possible, walking into a hut with nothing. We had
Yeah.
nothing. And
Yeah.
that was ceremony for us. So
Yeah.
yeah, depending on where you're at, I also think that's an important thing. If you are a practitioner and you do a lot of correspondences, you may feel that, sure, Scorpio energy might be all about corresponding with this crystal or this herb or this or that. But what is your own personal work as well? If you're trying to call in things about self healing, if you're trying to do self love, if you're trying to do prosperity or money, there's all kinds of different correspondences. And what I would do is I would recommend doing a session with either Candice or I, and we can actually talk about different things that you could do on a daily basis to help you correspond some of the things that you're trying to work with and how that works within the wheel of the lunar year and the solar year, rather than just Googling the things that might be good for the astrology. I feel like that's a pretty important part of doing the work too, Candice, right?
Absolutely. It has to be personal. It has to connect, right? What brings up feelings of love? Like, let's just say that's what you're looking for me.
Yeah.
Might not be what brings up love for you. It might not be where you're at in your love journey versus where I'm at in my love journey, right? If someone beside me might be trying to have a baby with their partner, we're not going to be using the same correspondences. I'm not trying to have a baby with my partner. So like, they're going to be totally different journeys. So it has to be personal. It has to be within the realms of like your goals and what
Yes.
you want, what you need, and what you have access to, right? So yeah.
Okay, so out of the list of the things that you mentioned, are you working with anything in particular tonight?
Tonight I feel like tonight I'm gonna maybe throw some things in my on my book. But I was kind of just feeling like I had all these things and I was all ready and I had my dish and I'm like, I don't even think that I want anything tonight.
Yeah.
I kind of was just feeling like I just want to. I feel like because we just did Samhain and we had there was so much
So
like
much.
guys, we had like 2 cauldrons burning in my house
Yeah.
hours.
Your
I don't
house
even
is gonna
know
smell like a fire pit for months.
how I didn't have like a note slipped under the door from someone complaining.
From the
I have
fire
no idea.
department? Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
no idea. I was with my so the very next day I was with my my partner and I didn't wash my hair. If you are a person of color and you have curly hair, you get it, right? Someone might be like, ew, gross. No, we don't wash our hair every day. So I was like, oh, whatever. It probably smells really nice. You're lighting all these beautiful oils and all these things. And I just did I just washed my body. I didn't wash my hair, like put it away for the shower. And then I went to his place and we were like snuggling and stuff. And he's like, wow, you smell like bonfire. Like your hair smells like bonfire. He's like, but also like some other smells are in there, like some other like woodsy like plants and stuff. He's like, it's like a true gypsy woman in the bed because my hair is smelling.
I mean, if
like,
the shoe fits.
It smelled like I dipped my hair in the cauldron, and in fact, I kind of did. So, anyways.
All right, I think it's time we talk about last season and what the work was for the last cycle. All right. Again, I'm just obsessed with our books, Candice. Like, just gorgeous messes, beautiful disasters.
I can't even like lift mine up. Like, look at this thing.
Right? They're full.
There's a lot happening in there.
They're full.
In fact, it's so oily, and I don't know if anyone noticed me rubbing my eye. I think I got some like book oil in my eye.
Right, book oil. So you know my symbol of the year, Candice. I didn't tell you this. So my symbol of the year is this one here that you see drawn on the page there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was just in San Francisco on this very it smells so good, on this very last minute, really cool trip that came out of nowhere, and that symbol was on every wallpaper. Like the whole room was like this symbol. I was almost like dizzy based on this like psychedelic symbol that was drawn everywhere. Yeah, it was a lot considering I was wine tasting in Napa and not in the most sober version of myself. I'm like laying in this room falling down a vortex with this symbol everywhere, and I was like, wow, Candice, magic's real.
It sure is. Gypsy woman. Okay.
All right, so Candice, what were you calling in on the last new moon? So that would have been 1 month ago today.
Yeah. Honestly, like, here I am again. It's just with a different aspect of my life. I'm basically going to be doing the exact same work every time.
But that's
just
the
a
work.
different,
That is
with
the
a
work.
different version of it. So it's just about keeping my word to myself, getting the work done, kind of laying everything out, trying to find the beauty within everything. And I just was like making space for the unknown and like just making sure that I am able to integrate and yeah, I think that's basically what it is. It was Libra, right? It was Libra.
Yeah, it was new moon in Libra, which is always like a very like undecided questioning time, you know?
Yeah. It was just like there was so many things. There was all these areas, and I felt like it was very much like I just needed to find the beauty within it, stay there, be diplomatic, be kind to everyone around me, even though I might not be getting the things that I want. But to stay kind, stay lovely, stay loving. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's was my goal. And I think that I actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, I think that I actually did do that work. I think I did do it. So it's good. There was a lot of work there with like, it's very easy for me to like, that Aries part of me, it gets like frustrated when I'm not getting what I want when I want it now. I need it now. Where is it? Why isn't it here? Did the things. I'm done. I'm ready. Like bring it. I'm not getting it, and I get frustrated, and I feel like I can kind of begin to take that out on the people around me and get frustrated really easily. And so I was working really hard on that. I got confronted with my my maladaptive behavior that was rubbing off and creating other maladaptive behavior in others. So I got confronted with that, and I had to follow through a little harder and focus a little harder on my intentions that I had set in that last new moon. And I think I followed through on that for the most part. I've done really well. And yeah, so there. So what about you? What were yours? Remind me.
So for me, Libra season was as an air sign, and I'm a Libra rising. I always feel very lost at the beginning of Libra season. I'm always like scattered, and where do I go? And actually, in my life choices right now, I have a lot of that energy. Like it was very easy for me to be like, oh, I'm undecided. I'm like, it was just perfectly, again, like you were saying at the beginning of this, it's really awesome when your life is in natural cycle, like you feel like you're in cadence. It was a lot like that for me. And my intention was to go with the flow and listen very intently for different messages and different I guess like which way to lean. You know, if it was like which path do I take? What am I listening to? What's around me? What is my natural, like what do I want? What do they want? What do, like where? And in doing that work, I think as we are now in Scorpio season, I did a good job of staying open to it. I think I was very open. I had a lot of really cool things, unexpected things get thrown my way that were very amazing. Really, I'm really grateful for them. But I feel like in unearthing some of the dark ice and that dark water, Like for me, Scorpio season is, like I said this before, it's a challenge for me. Like it is always a challenge. Like I always feel, and maybe this is me raising my own bar of self-importance, I kind of feel like if someone was to swim in my deepest and darkest waters, what would they feel? Like what, like how would they be able to float? Would they drown? Would they what? Like I always feel this time of year just, wow, there's a lot. There's just a lot for me. Anyways.
I don't think anyone deserves to swim in my deepest, darkest
right?
Weird fish.
It's really an interesting thought, right? Because then all of a sudden we're raising ourselves to a level that feels like, oh no, no one could do what I've been, like, you know what I mean? There's some spiritual bypassing that almost comes along with it. And that feeling I have to sort of exhale too and be like Scorpio season for me is always super internal. It's very introspective. And I think my work of last season continues, but on a much deeper level. Like that's where I think I'm headed. So I think I did a good job. But a good job in Air, Libra, happy, all these choices decision is different than the depths of Scorpio. So for me, that work continues, I guess, is that's my long-winded explanation for the work continues.
I feel like I feel like I could dive into Scorpio vibes so much easier than Libra vibes. Libra is a freaking hard one for me. Like I don't have any time for that.
Ain't got time. You're just gonna take all them Libra thoughts and you're just gonna file that shit away under ain't got time.
I'm telling you, like Libra season with all like, and I did now that you're describing that, it's like this last cycle has just been so many things. It's just like every day was like, which one is it? Do I wanted this? Do I want that? I was like,
it's exhausting.
Honestly, I hate it. I hate it. I hate that. I can appreciate it and I like value it, but like on like just like being like surface level like mumbo jumbo, like I hate it. Mm-hmm. Honestly, give me one. I want one choice. What's right? What's wrong? Cut the fat. I don't care about all these. There's too much. There's too many options. I don't want it.
And I feel like that's always Libra season, isn't it? Isn't that always what Libra presents to us? It's like
every time it's like so many things. It's like, oh my God, don't put another thing on the goddamn scale. Let it hit the bottom.
But isn't it beautiful that all of these choices, all of this exists, and it's harvest season? So then you're going through it all, and then you literally chop the vine. And then you're left with these like deep, dark thoughts. And then we enter Scorpio season. Like it's all very beautiful the way that the whole wheel of the year is designed, because we energetically are all on the same path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like, thank God I'm so freaking like as scary and as like even like uncomfortable and whatever and intense that Scorpio season is. I would much rather I will look into my scars and face all of the pains before I have to sit there and fiddle around with 10,000
with a million choices. Yeah,
I can't. Where does the pain come? Give me that fish. Give me that weird ass fish. I'm freaking diving, deep sea diving. I'm ready. Like pass me my scuba suit. I'm freaking ready for that. Just tell me when. Right. And now it's time. Today, in fact, Candice.
And here we are. We're entering now. New moon, clean slate, deep water. So please, if you're out there right now, I see a lot of comments coming in on YouTube. If you're joining us on Facebook right now, please leave a message. How are you feeling right now as we dive into the Scorpio season? We have new moon, Scorpio, like, wow. Let's see what's in your depths, friends. All right, Candice, why don't we take a few minutes? Let's make it really short this time. Let's be quick. Let's go through what we're very grateful for this season. All right?
All right.
All right, so a part of always setting intentions is you always want to start with a place of thank you before you say please, right?
Yes.
So we have Jessica Parsons here, and she is saying right now she's feeling scared. Yeah, like this is that's a general vibe about Scorpio season. There's a little bit of energy there that's like...
She's my Libra girl. I've known this Libra since I was in grade 1.
Well, there you have it, right? You go from all of that Libra energy down to Scorpio energy. You, Jessica, you must know exactly what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
All right, so Candice, let's go for it. Gratitude. Let's take a moment. If you're joining us right now, spend some time. We'll take only about 1 minute here. And let's take some time to really think, what are we in gratitude for? Bam. All right. Got my gratitude list done. I feel like I've been existing in a space of remembrance of my gratitude for a little while right now. So my list is pretty easy and easy to come by. Candice, why don't you start? What are you grateful for this season?
Yeah, so I feel like oftentimes in our previous videos, it's, I list off people and things that are like pretty specific, and encompassing all of the people. What I wrote down was, I am so grateful right now for for feeling like I have a really solid foundation of people having my back. And even though in the past I know that people were there and they did have my back, I didn't feel it. I didn't, not because they were doing something wrong, because I was in whatever I was going through, right? And feeling alone and dealing with different situations in life and stuff. And I feel so grateful right now because I am not, I'm going through a transition, and there's lots of things that I'm working towards and working on, and there's lots of different things happening in my personal life right now, right? I'm just so grateful that I can go through this transition feeling safe, feeling, or knowing that I'm safe, knowing and feeling that I'm loved, and knowing and feeling like I know that, like, a feeling and knowing that those people have my back. So if I am weak one day, if I'm not figuring it out one day, if I'm making a mess, if I fail at something, I absolutely know that I am just so safe in this space where I am in my life right now, and the family and circle that I've created for myself, consciously being aware of it now and having it. I just feel so good. So it just feels really good moving in to, all of the seasons and twists and turns of this wheel of the year. And I just know that no matter what, I'm okay and I'm safe, and I have some people that always have my back and will always have my back. And like I said, even if they were there, I'm aware and I feel it. I feel it in here now. So it's really, really good. It's really, really good feeling. So I'm super grateful for that.
I love that. I have to say that we got a whole bunch of hearts come through during you saying that. So you are held by the universe. You are supported. And if you're out there, please leave a comment. What are you grateful for right now? Where does your gratitude lie? What is that for you?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm really trying to do the work in line with with this energy of Scorpio, because again, it's very challenging for me. And I was trying to think earlier today when I was just sitting in space with myself. I was trying to think what things are the most supported and beautiful that I bring to my own table. Like, what do I present to the world? And I kept feeling, and I don't exist in this space usually, but it's definitely a Scorpio energy thing. I kept feeling like everything that I would say that I was like helpful and happy about within myself, there'd be a part of me that was like, well, do you really do that? Are you really that person? Like, that little like stinger coming at you, like being like, are you sure you're that person? Are you that? But the one thing that came through for me is no matter what, I've been resilient. There's no sting. There is no there's no mistruth to any of that. With the path that I've walked, I've been met with a lot of different things, and I've been able to use them to fortify myself, to grow, to expand beyond my wildest comprehensions. And for that is my number one gratitude. And I am going to be brave in the Scorpio season to say that I'm grateful for all of the gifts that have yet to be presented to myself. I'm grateful for all the ways I will show up for myself that I haven't had to before. And I'm going to be grateful for the faith that I put in myself that I will be able to endure. So I am grateful for myself. I want to put this out here from Jessica. She says she's grateful for her kids, her career, her home, her intuition. Ooh, thank that intuition. Never doubt your intuition and yourself, right?
Yeah, girl.
Grateful for myself, right?
Yay.
There is nothing in saying gratitude for your. If anything, we should all wake up. We should all hug ourselves right now. Put your arms around yourself and say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, self. Thank you. Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Are we doing this? Oh. Right? I feel like there was a book, I can't remember which one. We've talked about this many times on videos before, but we talk about there's that book that talks about self-love. It talks about how you like wake up in the morning and touch your body and say thank you, and then say I love you, and like continue through your body and say thank you, I love you, thank you, I'm sorry, thank you, and you almost use all of that as you work through it. But yeah, Jessica, it does feel weird, but you know what, doesn't it? In the end, we are our biggest hero. Like, we are the people who will save our own lives. Yeah. So, yeah. Anything you'd like to add there, Candice, before we start setting intentions for the next cycle?
Yeah, I'm so happy for you, Jess, and I'm glad that you are feeling that gratitude for you and all the things that you've accomplished in your own personal journey, and understanding and following your intuition and doing what's right for you, because that's all we can do, right? But yeah, I spent the last how many years has it been, Steve, of coming to love myself?
6 years, maybe? No. It was
a long ass time.
We were sitting in a circle for at least 4 years, maybe, of like deep circle, and the cards would even pull up and remind us.
Yeah, constantly. So the fact that I'm able to like feel safe relying on the other people around me and not in a constant state of like, oh look, I made a mistake, they're gonna leave me. I don't have that anymore, because I know that I'm worth so much more than that, and clearly so much more than that to the people in my life, right? So it all comes back. Everything all comes back to that self-love. It really, really is the baseline for all of the things.
Yeah.
Well, let's move in to our intentions.
All right, let's go.
I'm ready.
All right. All right, if you're out there, everyone, Candice and I have just set our intentions for the next 30 days, 28 and a half days to be more precise. But we have set these intentions. We bravely forge forward. Candice, what are your intentions for our super new moon in Scorpio?
So my intentions are to make and hold the hold power in the choice that I make. So in this cycle, I'm going to be making a choice
Okay.
because I'm in Scorpio season now, baby, and I'm done with Libra options. That's nice. I'm making choices. This cycle is about choices, and I'm going to follow through all of the choice that I make with action. And in doing so, remembering who I am and my convictions, and staying focused and staying strong and holding them close. Making sure that every day I do that and have days that I'm proud of, that I can talk about openly and loudly because they're worth every minute spent.
Yeah.
And to make sure that while I'm making this choice and following through and doing it with action, that I am remembering that every step is bringing me closer to being where I want to be and where I deserve to be, and doing so without victim thinking and releasing that. So
Right.
it's all about choices, and it's all about that action, and it's all about that follow through. And I think the other stuff that I kind of listed is about, that's where the action, the follow through come in for me. So I have to keep reminding myself of those things, being aware of those things, and making sure that if I make a choice, I have to have the follow through. I have to have the action, because otherwise it's just a choice made, and I'm going to sit on it like an egg until the next cycle. And so I want that action. I asked for it. 2021 is not over. I still have time for that action. I asked it at the beginning of the year. I wanted action. I wanted tangible things, and I wanted results. So here we go. I'm bringing it in. This last round. Let's do it. Let's do it.
For you so much, my
Rip my shirt off.
just tip every table around you. Yeah.
And you, my friend?
Mine is a lot more docile. I'm just gonna read what I wrote.
Okay.
I wrote, I am going to be soft with myself.
Mm-hmm.
As I enter this season of rest, I am going to rest because my brain all year has been like, go, 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 just make other choices, do other things. I'm going to give myself an entire cycle, 28 days. I'm going to wake up and do breath work in the morning. And whatever comes up for me during that breath work is going to be the thought process that I follow for that day. And I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to listen to my body, and I'm going to go. And I put, this isn't my season to rework the wheel. It's my season to heal. And that is where I will live for the next whole season, happily living in this stasis of, what did you do this month? And I will say, nothing. I did nothing. I have just had a nice space where I have listened to my heart. And that's where I'm going to live.
Nice. That sounds great. I think it sounds exactly like something that you need.
I think so too. You know me better than anyone. I feel like that is, right? It feels a little apropos right now. Jessica, that's how she feels. I get you, girl. I get you. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm just going to, and that's not easy work for me. Just so you know, audience, if you don't know, Stephen Michael James, if you don't know this guy over here, for me to just sit in space and just be calm, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm going to do this month, and I will do breath work every morning to remind myself of this.
Good. I think that sounds good for you.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that sounds really good.
All right, so now taking your herbs and taking all of the things, let's destroy those intentions, friends. Now, for me, again, because I'm working on such resolute feelings of calmness and relaxation, I'm actually going to go grab some lavender. I'm going to do some very calm things, even though it's not 100% Scorpio. I'm going to do the type of work I'm doing. I'll be right back.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do, if anyone can see this beautiful jasmine tree. It used to be outside on my balcony, and it dropped down to be really cold, and I didn't have a chance to prepare all of my plants. And she's actually going to be at my partner's house because he has a lot more space for her. And I didn't have time, so I had to bring her in really quickly so she didn't get all too cold. So now I have this big, giant, beautiful tree in my house, and I think I'm gonna just steal a little. I'm gonna steal a little bit of this soil. There's actually a honey pot for those who had followed us on any of our lives and other videos. You would have seen us using a honey pot that we had done spells in, and we had did a whole bit on it. Stephen used his honey pot for a while, and I buried my honey pot deep down in the roots of this beautiful jasmine tree. And
Oh,
so
that's the
all of those
tree.
intentions are living in here. So I just used a little bit of that soil. You can see on my hands in my book for these intentions here, and may they take root and follow through, just like the ones that are growing with this. Look at these vines. I have vines for days. I have all these big, beautiful, giant, lovely vines. I'm just like,
aww. I remember one night sitting in circle in your house, and we were laying underneath one of your plant pots, and all of the branches, I just let them like rest on my face, and I fell asleep.
It was probably the grandmother spider plant that I have that has literally the oldest plant ever and has given so many people.
It's a great grandmother at this point. I give them to my students. So
yeah. Like her, like she's a queen. She's over here. She's beside the jasmine. Oh wait, there you go. There she is.
There she is.
Wait,
hey, grandmama.
That's the grandma.
That's like Pasha Mama right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm all nice and sealed, and I smell like lavender for days.
Nice. That's not a bad place to be.
No, it's a good one.
Luckily, I don't smell like a gypsy bonfire anymore. And although I wasn't hating it, like whatever. Anyways. And now I just smell like jasmine tree and soil.
I have not met you yet, but your hair is like... For those of you who are watching our earlier videos, when I chopped off all of my hair, I had like long hair to here out in Mexico, and I chopped it all off maybe, a month and a half ago now? Yeah, she's all gone, but thank you. This hair is actually more how I naturally exist, but... I do, Jessica, I have to say, sometimes I miss my curls, but...
Miss your long locks?
I miss it a little bit here and there.
Taking it around and being dramatic. You're like, doing that laugh.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I still pretend I have it though, so it's still there.
Yeah.
All right, Candice, is there anything else you want to add tonight before we go? I feel like we have so many videos on the way coming out. We have a bunch of zodiac videos coming up. We have our videos from Mexico on their way out, which are going to be lovely. So much. Yeah.
Our signs. We talked about doing our rising signs. We have our whole tarot series coming up.
We have so much,
There is
guys.
so much content, and I feel like we've had to slow down some of our processes, just from life stuff. My father passing away kind of put a halt to a lot of things, and taking time for that, and
Yeah.
then us going away and going to Mexico and filming all of these things and having these experiences, and now we're back,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we have some work to do, and I'm really excited to get all this amazing content out to all of you and share these experiences, and it's really exciting.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's about it, my dear.
that's
So,
it, man.
we will
Good.
see you all in 2 weeks' time when it is time for our next full moon. And I want
Mhm.
all of you out there to hear this message right now. Please work your intention. Doing the work every day is how you change your life. You don't just set an intention and stop doing anything and don't even think about it. You have to constantly be thinking about, how does this impact me? Are the choices I'm making work against what I'm trying to create? So please live an empowered life, live a happy life. And with that, namaste, soul circle.
Much love. Do with
Uh,
intention, baby.
do it with intention. See you in 2 weeks.